but needless to say, we are ready to proceed. I want to welcome our witnesses, but before inviting them, I want to give just at least a second for the deputy chair, the vice chair, who is also new, to also give some remarks under the communication from the chair window which I was using.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning once again, colleagues. First of all, I want to welcome the team. This is the first team we're interfacing with, and we apologize for the late start. We're supposed to interface yesterday, but for the demise of the deceased Right Honorable Moses Ali. And then for our members, first of all, the chair has said it all. The most important thing is that when we come here, we are doing one of the most important roles of Parliament, which is oversight. We are here as part of Parliament, and when we come here, despite our different political leanings, we are following public expenditure. We are not following political parties, we are following the public expenditure, and which is one of the most important roles of Parliament, accountability and oversight. So we can, the work is set out for us. Like we mentioned, the work which is reinstated is a lot. The work which was reinstated by Parliament, which was not concluded by the 11th Parliament. So our work is cut out, that we have 2 weeks of marathon work, which is already cut short by 1 day. So it will call for us to keep time to prepare. And of course, for the entities that are coming, we will not be guided by anything else apart from the law and the facts before us. So I thank you, and we think that as Parliament, we are here to do what we sought to do a few months ago. I thank you.
I thank you. That is Honorable George Musisi of Uchira Municipality. Is Chila. Well, I also want to relay this. Previously, I think in the last Parliament, there are some entities, there are some statutory commissions, some authorities, and some state enterprises which had been erroneously transferred to nowhere. They were neither accounting to Public Accounts Committee, Central, local government, government assurance, so they were nowhere. And indeed, some of these entities may think they still have that clout or cover. The new administration of Parliament, the Speaker, has since announced that we must do things right. So all entities, if once invited, and you know you are a statutory authority, a state enterprise, or a commission, you have a duty to come and respond to all concerns as raised by the committee. Any accounting officer or entity which chooses to refuse, neglect, or disrespect any invitation by Cosase, we shall drag it using the force of law to this committee. And as you rightly heard from the introduction, we want to thank Parliament that the committee is empowered with an able team from Uganda Police, the CIDs, an able team from the Auditor General, from the Accountant General. We have researchers and others, economists and others. So we are going to deploy the services of all these user departments to ensure that we are alive with the rules and the committee transact with a lot of ease, but in accordance with the law. So I wanted to communicate this not to only you here, but to all accounting officers in the country. If you are an accounting officer or a political head under which a statutory enterprise belong, a commission or agency, once invited, I only advise you politely and kindly, respect our invitation, rest we shall invoke the law and drag you here. We want accountable institutions, and that's our duty and mandate. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, and our guests, I want now to welcome you. This engagement with Uganda Human Rights Commission. Now, from the introduction, I don't know who is heading the team. When I read the law, before I invite you on the microphone, the Constitution provides for Uganda Human Rights Commission. The commission shall be composed of a chairperson and not less than 3 other persons appointed by the president with the approval of parliament. Now, I've had the accounting officer. I don't know who is now the political head of this delegation. I want some clarity before we entertain your responses.
Honorable Chair, the political head of the commission is the chairperson, who is not here. Honorable Chair, the political head of the commission is the chairperson, who is not with us this morning.
You are saying?
Chair, I said the political head of the commission, in line with the Article 51 you've just read, is the chairperson, who is not with us this morning here.
Is there any explanation? Because I've been briefed by the clerk. They sent invitations to the accounting officer and also to the commission. The chairperson was duly invited. Did you receive the invitations from the committee?
Chair, the invitations were received.
Use the microphone. Bring it closer. We want you to be on record.
The invitations were received, Honorable Chair.
Were received by the commission, by you?
By the UHRC registry. I can confirm.
Were they transmitted to whoever was invited?
They were transmitted, Honorable Chair.
So the chairperson received the invitation?
Yes.
Do you have any communication as to why the chairperson is not with you?
I do not have any official communication.
Is the chairperson still in office?
Yes, she is, Honorable Chair.
So by the time the invitation was received, was the chairperson in office?
Yes, she was.
And the invitation was transmitted to her?
Yes, Chair.
Now, did she or did the commission delegate any of you to lead the delegation today? Or did she delegate any commissioner or officer?
Honorable Chair, as accounting officer, I'm not aware. Luckily enough, we have honorable members of the commission here. I would kindly request that they are better positioned to respond to that.
How many commissioners did you come with?
We've come with 5.
5?
Yes, sir.
Now, to clear this, let the commissioners speak to us, whether any of them have the mandate to represent the chairperson, or they also merely came as commissioners without representing the office of the chair. Each commissioner be on record.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and members. I'm Smeo Mwagan Suga, a member of the commission. I don't have that mandate.
Yeah, Honorable Chair, I am Omara, Peter Lamix. I don't have that mandate too.
Honorable Chair, I was invited and I came in my own capacity. So I'm not aware.
Honorable Chair and members, I came in my own capacity as a commissioner. I don't have any instructions from the chair.
Chair and members, I received an invitation to appear before this committee, and I am duly here in that capacity. Thank you.
So, accounting officer, you are the one who informed or shared the invitation with the commissioners.
Yes, Honorable Chair. The invitation from the Clerk to Parliament was addressed to the chairperson and the accounting officer, and copied to the honorable members of the commission. I took responsibility to write a covering letter to notify them, and I attached that invitation, it having been copied to them notwithstanding.
Could you be having a copy of your covering letter, writing and copying the same to the commissioners and chairperson?
I only wrote a covering letter to the honorable members because they were in a copy. The chairperson received the substantive invitation. It therefore did not warrant any further internal communication.
Thank you. Now, according to you, Honorable Hakim,
Thank you, Chair. My name is Chiza Hakim Saula, Member of Parliament for Ukoto Constituency in Lwengo District. First of all, Mr. Chair, I wanted us to establish what constitutes a full commission. And the second question, is the commission still fully functioning? Maybe that can guide our proceedings.
Commissioner, please switch off that microphone. Honorable Simeo, near you. That microphone. Yes?
For me, I wanted to, Honorable Chair, to inquire, according to law, can we handle these people without the chairperson of the commission and without his delegated person or our delegated person?
Yes? Any other? Yes?
Honorable Chair, I wanted to learn or hear from the Commission whether they have a leadership crisis.
Yes, Honorable Kawalia.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, mine goes to the accounting officer because there's some information which has been going around about the resignation of the chair. And when I recall your question to him as in regard whether the chairperson has ever received the communication from Parliament, he has seemed not to be very honest to this committee. Because we've been seeing a letter where the chair is resigning. He is claiming that the same chairperson received the invitation from Parliament. So we want him to be very clear. We need honesty before this committee because it is the reason why we are here, Mr. Chair. Mine goes to the accounting officer. Thank you.
Now, I think there are some administrative and governance concerns. And I think in terms of ranking, the commissioners are better positioned. Because we have administrative concerns and audit concerns. Now, for record, when it comes to accounting, before I go into the administrative part, Mr. Kamad, when did you become the accounting officer of the Human Rights Commission? Switch, be on the record.
On the 17th of April 2026.
17th of April?
Yeah.
2026. You introduce yourself as an acting
secretary, not acting accounting officer.
So how long have you acted as the secretary?
For for the last April, from 9th April
Which year?
to date, this year, 9th April 2026.
You have been acting as
Secretary to the Commission.
Secretary of the Commission
Yes.
and accounting officer.
Yes, sir.
So you received the appointment both as a secretary and accounting officer at once.
First as acting secretary and later as accounting officer.
Do you have the instrument appointing you as accounting officer?
I do have them, Honorable Chair.
Could you share with our clerk?
I will share, had not carried them with me, Honorable Chair.
Okay. And now that the what? The colleague nearby?
Chair, I heard people mentioning about acting. The accounting officer said he's acting, and then he also said he's acting. For how long have you been acting? Same question.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I have been in acting position from April to date.
From April?
Yes.
This year?
Even the internal auditor, I think the same.
Now, you have also the instrument appointing you acting secretary and also acting director. Acting director? Eh? No, even accounting officer. The instrument appointing you acting secretary. Because we want to also peruse through that instrument. Now, of course, we are going to deal with the audit report 2024, 2025. Of course, the position of the law is once you are appointed accounting officer, you inherit all liabilities and the vote. So you are duly accountable. But I want also to draw members to Article 164 of the Constitution on accountability. Specifically, Article 164(2) of the Constitution. It provides that any person holding a political or public office who directs or concurs in the use of public funds, contrary to existing instructions, shall be accountable for any loss arising from that use and shall be required to make good the loss, even if he or she ceases to hold that office. Now that we are destined to interrogate the audit reports for 2024-2025, be on record to tell us who was the accounting officer.
Honorable Chair, the accounting officer was Miss Margaret Luce Ejang.
Miss?
Margaret Luce Ejang.
Margaret Luce?
Ejang.
Ejang.
Yeah.
Is she still a staff of the Human Rights Commission?
No, she left on the 9th of April, the very day I assumed the actingship.
By saying left, you mean what?
She retired.
She retired from?
The commission service.
From the commission service?
Yes, please. She didn't resign, she retired. On the basis of age.
On the basis of age?
Yeah.
Now, I want to hear from the commissioners, to be on record. What happens where there is no chairperson? How do you transact? Because now you are here as commissioners.
Just a follow-up question from the chairs, as you answer the question, because some of the previous problems we've had as a commission, even from the audit reports, was that absence of a chairperson for 2 years in the past affected some of the workings, the fundamental workings of the commission. So maybe as a follow-up, try to answer that question, because there seems to be a crisis of leadership to the health, which speaks to the audit.
Of course, I wouldn't want to call it leadership for now. We wait for their responses, because from the accounting officer, the chairperson is in office, but the chairperson has not come together with the commissioners. We want to hear from the commissioners. How do we arrive at this? You don't meet or communicate as commissioners, because the law providing for the chairperson is the same law providing for the commissioners. how do we reach here where each one came alone? Each one alone. I want to hear from each commissioner. No one should represent the other. Commissioner Simeo, you are the first in the line.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chair and members. Honorable Chair, I was invited in my capacity, in my personal capacity, as a member of the commission. I got the invitation from the acting secretary, and that's why I'm here. Yes, sir.
When you received the invitation, you didn't bother to consult the chair, who was also in office?
The truth of the matter, I took time without meeting my chairperson.
How long?
We last had the commission meeting on 4th March 2024.
4th March?
4th March 2024. So 2026.
Huh?
The accounting officers corrected me. It was 9th March 2026.
9th March 2026.
2026. That's when I last interacted with her.
Ordinarily, how often do you meet?
Honorable Chair and members, we are supposed to have a monthly commission meeting. The commission meeting is the top management decision-making body of the commission. Yes, sir.
So you are saying since March, you have not had management meetings?
Yes, sir.
You are not meeting as a commission?
To the best of my knowledge.
But you are all in office daily?
Yes, sir.
No one speaks to each other?
No. The last time.
I only record reminding.
We last met on 9th March 2026 as a commission meeting.
Have you ever taken efforts to remind the chairperson or
it is
fellow commissioners? 9th March.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever taken any efforts to remind your fellow commissioners or the chairperson that we should have meetings?
Honorable Chair, remember, that's the procedural matter. Every month we have to meet. The chairperson in conjunction.
Now, in your response, in your capacity as a commissioner who is paid the public funds, you are in the office and you earn maybe salary and emoluments. Have you ever taken efforts on record reminding or writing to your fellow commissioners and the chair that we should have a meeting?
No, sir, I have not done that one because monthly.
No. Don't give the reasons.
No, sir. I should go and record that.
Do you find it right?
Obviously not right.
Let's go to the other commissioner.
Yes.
Mr. Muzari, you want to come in? Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, from what I see, maybe I need to inquire from Honorable Semei Nsubuga as to whether, as a commission, you've been submitting reports, which is supposed to be one of your core mandates to Parliament, those periodic reports. Because from what we see, it's like you've not been sitting. Oh, you've been sitting, but you don't speak to each other.
Yes, Honorable Zahala. And then Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, in this situation, can we be meant to understand whether we are proceeding well without a chairperson? Because now we seem to be posing questions directly to the commissioners who are going to tell us they do not have answers to the questions. Yes. Then in another situation where we do not have an accounting officer amidst us, we have an acting secretary.
No, we have the accounting officer.
But he has not given evidence, Chair. You have asked for a letter at least to prove that he's an acting officer. He was given that mandate and he has not provided it. So, Chair, may we understand whether we are proceeding well with the team that we have?
For now, we are proceeding well because this gives us an insight into Uganda Human Rights Commission, and it will inform our mind as we decide on how to proceed with the audit report. But given that we have the mandate to oversee equally the day-to-day ongoings of the commission as an entity, and that these officers here appear in their joint and independent capacity. We are fast-tracking and getting facts before we can now pronounce ourselves on how best to move with the team. So I think for now we are moving, right? And we shall see how we go about with the entity after getting these facts. We cannot just assume. Honorable Nangori.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, our rules are very clear. We are supposed to interface with the accounting officer, and when there are critical matters to do with governance, that's when we deal with the chairperson. But Chair, there's one disappointment that I've got from the commissioners and the accounting officer. They are not telling the Ugandans the truth, what is happening in the commission. Because recently I was surprised. I don't know whether these days when people are resigning, they go to social media and they pronounce that now they have resigned. Because I remember those days when I was working, resignation would be a confidential matter. But now these days I saw your chairperson pronouncing herself on the social media, Twitter, what, that I've resigned. I'm no longer the chairperson. But you are not telling us the truth, what is happening. Honorable Nsubuga has just said that they last had a meeting in April, March 9th to date. It means that the commission is not functioning. Because if you are supposed to meet monthly, and now 4 months down the road you are not meeting, it means that you are not performing, and many Ugandans are waiting to see exactly what's the commission. They even don't know actually whether you are existing or not.
Honorable Nangori, don't conclude maybe he was not invited. We are yet to hear from the other commissioners, and then we shall establish quorum.
Honorable Chair, just one thing. How many commissioners are supposed to be there?
How many commissioners?
Are they there? And are they all here? And if they are not here, where are they and who are they? Probably to have another picture of caucusing in themselves there.
Accounting officer will answer that later. Okay. Let first exhaust the question. Honorable Kim, then you. Wait, Honorable Kim, and then you.
Thank you, Chair. I raised that matter before, but it was not answered. I think it was guiding the proceeding. The first question I raised was, what makes a full constitution of the commission? And number two, is the commission still functional? Otherwise, it seems every individual, actually they are working in silos. Can those questions be answered, Mr. Chairman?
I think let's first hear from the commissioners. We cannot task them based on Honorable Simeo's response alone. Let's get from all the commissioners present, then we can engage them as a team if it so requires.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, you had permitted me to speak.
I permitted you? Okay.
Yes, earlier. Thank you, Chair. Chair, there are two things we are supposed to be dealing with now. One is the audited report of the commission. Under the circumstances, we have an accounting officer. We just need to confirm his delegation and proceed. There are other issues, Chair, of governance. The issues of governance, we can only deal with the commission when it is fully constituted or when we have a representative of the chair. Chair, I want to propose that the commissioners, except if they are part of the team of the accounting officer, be asked to leave this meeting and return only when they have their chair. We deal with the accounting officer and technical people. I submit, Chair.
Thank you. I guide that before we can rule on that, let's hear from them. Let's give them a fair hearing, because now that they are here, all the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. One question I've had is what constitutes the Uganda Human Rights Commission. The commission is constituted by members and the chairperson. Now, we are also aware that for the commission to be fully constituted, there must be a chairperson at any one time and at least 3 members of the commission. So that is what would constitute the commission. The other issue is
I asked whether you have made efforts to reach out to your commissioners and the chairperson to have your monthly management meetings, and 2, how do you transact as a commission as of now?
Yeah, like my colleague, Honorable Simeo said, we last met in March as a commission. But as members, we have been undertaking activities. As members with the technical staff, we have gone on monitoring and inspections of prisons. We have engaged stakeholders in Jinja, in Soroti, in Hoima, in Arua, in Lira, as members.
So how do you decide, how do you come up with those activities? Do they require presence of a chairperson? You sit as the commissioners, or you are already approved?
No,
those activities.
These ones are already approved, and it's not all commissioners or members that go, because we are assigned. There are commissioners who will go on this activity and that activity, and engagements.
Okay. The next commissioner.
Thank you, Chairperson. And thank you for being candid to ask us to say a few words. And I'd like to thank Honorable Nangoli, I think, here. Nangoli, yes. Yeah, Nangoli is saying we must be frank and say what it is, other than fooling Ugandans. I begin by Chair, I begin by adding on what Honorable Nsuga had said. Since March, we have never had a commission meeting. So in short, there has been no activity of the commission in leadership. But other technical officers at regions could be doing other work. So as a commission, we have not been there. And I last met also the chairperson on that day, and then she proceeded on leave until I think almost the other day of resignation, which I had also in papers. I would like to say that while he was away, my colleague here, Honorable Mara, was acting for some time. But at one time also, Commissioner Mara was in Geneva, and then there was nobody in between. So I think these are some of the issues which we need to know. In short, as a commission, we have been there individually. But me, I've been on leave. I took leave from June, and my leave ended, actually it ends today, 22nd, and I'm lucky to end my leave coming here. So the whole month and a half, I've not been around, but I've been hearing that or whatever. So in short, as a commission, we have not been there. But then other activities have been going on. The issue of who is the commission, what is the commission, who are commissioners? A chairperson and at least 3 members. But now we are all 6 members, except there's no chairperson. So in short, there's no commission in this this meeting.
All of the 6 received the instructions appointing you as commissioners. Yes?
Yes, we did.
The instructions were from?
The president.
All of you?
Yes.
We may have a commissioner appointed by the chairperson.
No, it's constitutional.
Honorable Chair, to set the record very clear, all of us, the 6 members, were appointed by the president with approval of Parliament. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's hear from the other commissioner.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman and members. Mr. Chairman, the President nominates the names, sends them to Parliament to you, to the Appointments Committee, and then you give him a feedback. If they have all passed the vetting, then he issues the instruments of appointment. Mr. Chairman, there is what is called the Uganda Human Rights Act, which talks of the chair to chair the committees, to chair the commission. Yeah, to chair the commission. And we have also the rules that say that the chair is the only one who will chair the tribunals. So in this instance, Mr. Chairman, there is no way we can have tribunals without the chair chairing the tribunals. Initially, it was an individual commissioner that would make it easier, but having sought guidance from the Attorney General, he guided that it's supposed to be a tribunal. So we sit for, and the chair is the one who chairs. And
so meaning, as of now, if anyone files a complaint, the Human Rights Commission cannot handle because there is no one to chair, or the one who can chair doesn't want to chair. Try to clarify in your own words.
According to the rules guiding the tribunal, it is the chair who is supposed to chair those tribunals. So if there is no chair, that means we cannot have tribunals.
So in simple terms, whoever has a complaint has to wait until the chair is around.
Yes.
Have you ever made efforts to remind the chair, now that you also earn public funds in the salary and the emoluments, have you ever made efforts to remind the chair to constitute meetings or convene a tribunal?
We have been talking to her to have tribunal meetings and commission meetings.
But by talking, you mean conversation or a letter?
No, talking. And actually, I've been engaging the acting secretary. He's here. He can actually ascertain to whether what I'm talking is true, to invite the commission meeting, since it is mandated to him to call the commission meeting so that we can actually do the service.
Chairman, I just want to get a very clear answer from the accounting officer. Has your chairperson resigned or not? Just give us a proper answer. Has she resigned or not? Has she written anything? Or it is just noise?
I don't have any official communication to the effect that chairperson has resigned. I don't.
Chair, just a follow-up on that one. Mr. Kamadi, is your chairperson in office physically?
Yes, she was today is
Wednesday.
Wednesday. She was in office on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chair, I think for fairness, let's hear from the last two commissioners, then we engage them at once, so that they can choose out who answers. We are left with the two.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'll move under Article 52 of the Constitution that specifies the mandate of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, and which includes visiting and inspecting places of detention, of course, to assess conditions of a human rights nature and make recommendations. And I want to go on record to say that just taking a sneak peek into the last couple of months, as a member of the commission, and also with my colleagues, we've done quite a number of things in this regard. We have visited places of detention. Just last week alone, we were in Kitalia. We went to Kampiringisa Rehabilitation Center. We were in Nakasongola Prison. We went to Machishon Bay Prison in Luzira, and we engaged inmates, and people were detained in all these places. The second mandate, as per the Constitution, which
before you go into the mandate, because we don't have the political head yet, we are trying to ascertain. What we want to hear from you is whether you have heard from the chairperson, whether you remind the chairperson, how are you transacting like other commissioners? Try to restrain yourself on that before you go into the activities.
Okay. In terms of the commission meetings, yes, we last had one on the 9th of March, as has been stated by my colleagues, and we haven't had a commission meeting since then. But that does not in any way
Have you taken efforts to remind the chairperson or your fellow commissioners?
No, I have not taken effort
Why?
to remind the chairperson.
Why?
Because both the Constitution and the Uganda Human Rights Act do not specify the regularity of commission meetings. Commission meetings are convened as and when we have a full agenda to attend to.
That's according to you, your appreciation of the law. Let's hear from the last commissioner. Institution.
Yes. Oh my God, sorry. I'm called Datire Jacqueline Ruwab Kurkuru. I'm a former woman MP Shema District, now a commissioner. Thank you, Chair, for the questions. It is just simple. Actually, according to me, since February, we have not sat
So in a match,
in a commission.
In a match when they sat, they didn't invite you.
I think so. It was in March. To me, it looks like it has been years. Anyway. Yeah, because this is a very important commission.
Yes.
Let us not downplay things. And not sitting for more than 4 months is a lot. Even once is a lot. Actually, by law, we are also supposed to have a deputy chairperson whom we don't have. That position is not filled at the moment. Because if it was, maybe if the chair is away, the deputy should be doing that role. So us not informing her, like he said, indeed, she knows that she's supposed to be chairing this meeting since she doesn't have a deputy.
By she, you mean who?
The chairperson.
Of what?
Of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, my boss. Well,
you sound very concerned.
Of course I am. I'm a citizen of Uganda, and we have cases that we need to go to the tribunals. We need to do these things where the chairperson is supposed to be, and she is nowhere to be seen. Myself,
but she's in office. They told us she was in office on Monday. Did you pass by her office?
No. Me, I haven't seen her since.
Do you actually report to Uganda Human Rights Commission offices?
Yes, I do.
When were you
once in a while, but recently there has not been much.
Why?
Because the chairperson is not in office. And it is only 30 days where we are supposed to have a leave, and she has had a leave forever. So she's not in office.
Now, let's get from the...
Yeah, I think we are proceeding like we're on a fishing expedition. We have an accounting officer here, Chair, who is supposed to make your work easy. The accounting officer is supposed, in my view, to tell you how the operations of the Human Rights Commission are governed. Do they have a charter? Do they have rules of procedure? Under those rules, what are they expected to do at a particular time?
Be recording this concern. You are going to respond to all.
When they say the chairperson proceeded on leave, for how long was that leave? Who was acting in the absence of the chair? Did you have meetings during that time of the absence? Chair, the one supposed to call the meetings of the commission is the accounting officer. Has he called a meeting and the chair has not showed up? I think we have a criminal in our presence, and we are scattering ourselves going very far. Chair, let's focus on where our mandate is. We will focus and get the detail of what actually the role is within the commission and proceed on to the financial report that we have before us than being on a fishing expedition.
Please take record. You're going to answer all. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, our purpose of being here is basically to help the commission function. Unfortunately, in what I see, there is no position of a deputy chair. It is basically a chairperson and other members of the commission. Now, where we are, we are hitting a snag where the commission is not functional because the chairperson has put herself on resignation. Not formally, but of course on social media. Now, as my colleague has submitted earlier, maybe we need guidance from the accounting officer. In a scenario where the chairperson is not there, how do we help the commission function? I think that's what is most important, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Yes, let's go in the line. Yes, Honorable.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is very clear that there is a breakdown in the internal control for this commission. And I think what we need to do is, you see, the chairperson has not resigned legally or on paper, but in the effect, she has actually resigned, but she has remained in office. So for us, what we need to do, once we get the proper evidence, we need to advise now on how best the commission can move in terms of its governance. But now, because the tone from the top, this commission is supposed to be the one setting the tone at the top. Now the tone is not there, everybody is on their own. We cannot even expect these things we are going to handle to be correct. And actually you can see from the issues here, you can see clearly that there's something wrong. So what we need to do, we shall first deal with the governance matters, but for now, we can concentrate on the substantive matters with the accounting officer, even if we don't send them away, because still they will be part of if we need to rectify anything, they need to understand what we have discussed, they can observe, so that when we give recommendations, they're able to implement with the accounting officer. But we need a proper recommendation that this chairperson has absconded from duty and must answer for not because she's earning, effectively she's earning, but she's not working. That is how it is coming out.
Yes. We are following the line, all the hands.
Maybe from what I'm saying, there's total confusion in that department. And I'm seeing there is an accounting officer and acting director of finance who has just been there in April. And some people are alleging the commission chairperson was not there. So who put them in office? And what happened? What was the procedure? We should go back. So I think we need more than fundamental issues from that commission than just coming here and talking these things here. And for that matter, Mr. Chair, I suggest that we deal with we partially deal with the audit issues, but in the process we see they are not doing well, we just tell them to go back, they will come back when they are ready. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. To me, I've had two contradicting statements from the Commissioner and the acting accounting officer. The acting secretary says the Commissioner, the chairperson was in the office on a Monday. Another Commissioner says chairperson is on leave. So we need to learn from the acting secretary now that he saw her in the office. What did they share? Because to the best of my knowledge, when you are coming for such an engagement, you share with your chairperson. Acting secretary, did you share? Because for you, so you were able to see her in the office on Monday. And maybe chairperson, you guide on maybe the filling of the gap of the deputy chairperson. I think I shall request for your guidance. Maybe you make a recommendation. All these commissioners I see in their faces, they feel one of them, if there's opportunity, can serve as a chairperson. I saw them coming independently. And one of and since they really came, they opted to come. I believe if there's opportunity and one is given the acting chairperson and another one deputy, the commission will be active. I submit, chairperson.
Yes.
Abyala Fortunate, Member of Parliament of Fumbira North. To my understanding, work is ongoing in the commission. Like one commissioner has told us, they've been on some duties. But like we also observed, there is something they're not telling us. They also know that there is disunity among us them. But they wake up in the morning and they have an assignments to execute, and they execute them. Meaning someone is coordinating them, having realized that the commissioner, the chairperson, is not willing or is not ready to work, though she's in the office and there is an assumption that she has resigned. So we should be able to get from you how, from March since you last met, how have you been conducting business? Who has been guiding you to carry out those assignments? There has been a number of expenditures in the commission. Who has been authorizing those expenditures? How do you wake up in the morning, go on duty, month ends, and you earn a salary when there is no chairperson to authorize or guide on how we should proceed for the next month? I submit, chairperson.
Thank you, Chair. Once again, I'm Zahara Lirika, MP Machinde West Chair. There seems to be a huge problem within the commission. Last week, Honorable Sewungu Gonzaga raised a matter of urgent importance to Parliament, to the House, about the situation within the commission. That there were escalating problems, and rumor had it that chairperson had resigned using her media handles. Chair, the Attorney General rose up to that matter and gave a response that yes, he heard about it, but the president did not okay it. So she's still in office, so she's supposed to be in office, Chair. That was in the House. It is no longer a rumor. We were there, and Honorable Sewungu raised that, Chair. Maybe we need to dig further into this matter. Yes, the honorable colleagues are suggesting that we handle the audit part, since we have the accounting officer, and let the governance side come back when they are ready to, with the chairperson, Chair. How do we help this commission to function, to perform their duties? When you look at all the commissioners speaking, they're speaking from that point where they're all tired. That is what we are seeing when they're speaking. And I don't think we can get any info from them that is upright for us to consume as the committee. So, Chair, please let's look at that and get the best way forward on how to handle this matter, Chair.
Honorable, what we are doing is not just assisting them, but assisting the commission. And we cannot assist without information. We want to comment and advise on an informed position. I don't think they are tired, as you said, but maybe they are concerned. But
if they were concerned, the Chair, they would have gone further to look for their chairperson and dragged her here to come and answer questions.
Yeah. Let's hear from the other colleagues before I turn to the witnesses. We can
Thank you, Chair.
Try to summarize.
For record purposes, I'm called Stella Atiang. I'm the woman member of parliament for Moroto District. Chair, I have listened to the commission, and it is evidence now that the governance of the commission is crippled because of the continuous absence of the chairperson and also part of the commission members, including the ones who were delegated to act went for their leave. Even those ones who were supposed, the rest also got leave and left the office. So the absence of the chairperson informs us a lot. And the refusal of the chairperson to turn up for this meeting informs us also a lot. I know the few activities that took place that the Commission says that they were doing should have been guided by the technical officer, because there's no way the Commission alone can run without their chairperson and without the guidance of the technical officer. To me, I was in a view, probably the technical officer, that is the accounting officer, who actually helped this commission to do the activities that they say they were doing in the absence of the chairperson, can partly inform us, or should be in position to inform us the functionality of the commission, especially in terms of the meetings, because the meetings didn't take place, and yet the law says they have to take place monthly. Why didn't they take place? As much as the chairperson was not there, but of course you are the technical advisor to this commission. Please inform us why it didn't take place. And then, Chair, probably would let these commissioners step out or even stay around, listen to the audit queries that we're going to get responses from the technical
Honorable,
people.
conclude.
Because we don't need to let them just go like that. We have at least to call them once more, and even together with the chairperson. The chairperson has to be persuaded to come here. In the event that she refuses to come, then definitely it has to inform us that there is something wrong. It would guide us in terms of coming up with a solution on how to help this commission to function better. Thank you.
Yeah, members, let's try to summarize our questions and concerns. Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. Mine is just a summary. Chair, I'm in support of my colleague, the one who, Bruce, Honorable Bruce. Honorable Chair, I would request that we interface with the accounting officer. The issues before us are to do with accountability. If there are critical issues with governance, then we shall look for the chair, who is still in office. The way the commissioners are talking, they are powerless. Actually, to my understanding, we should discharge them to go and maybe do other things. Especially my sister here, who was talking as if she's crying. I heard the commissioner here, second last, talking about visitation to detention facilities where there is no impact. You shouldn't have even brought that up. So to me, I feel we should proceed to interface with the accounting officer, since he's here before us and he has all the powers to interface with the committee. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Who else was there? The other side.
Thank you, Chair. I have just 2-3 things quickly. Number one, the law is very clear under Article 164 on accountability. Any matter related to accountability, it is the accounting officer. The accounting officer is here. We should proceed and hear from him and the technical team on matters of accountability. My second point is that, Chair, Article 51, Clause 2, the law is very clear. The commission shall be composed of a chairperson and not less than 3 other persons. The law is commanding, and the appointment of any person is by the President of the Republic of Uganda. So we don't have the mandate as Parliament to actually appoint a deputy chair. My only critical issue is we have seen the chairperson of the commission before go on social media ranting, discrediting fellow commissioners. How can we trust such a chairperson to work with these people? Indeed, these commissioners you see here, there are things that cannot be mentioned on camera, but that chairperson, I think, undermines them from social media. My second point is that the chairperson of the commission released a letter, and I have a copy here. Chair, with your permission, I have posted it on our group, dated 6th July 2026, tendering in her resignation letter. But equally, we have the same chairperson still in office as per the words of the acting accounting officer. This means that the chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission should be on record that she's eating people's money, the public servants' money, I mean Ugandans' money, without proper justifications, because all she's interested in is just being a social media climber, maybe, to tell people and confuse Ugandans that she has resigned, yet she has not resigned. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, the core mandate of the Uganda Human Rights Commission is simple: to determine matters of human rights. When you look at the report, the report is actually telling us clearly to interface with the commissioners. Since the commission is not fully constituted, I beg that we only deal with matters of accountability for today. Then for commissioners, we call them later on, because we are just here wasting time. Thank you.
Information? It's a quick bit.
Mr. Chairman, I think it should be made to be clear that this was notes of resignation.
No.
It is notes of resignation, not resignation. Secondly, the commission is still full.
I think we shall not interrogate a document submitted in that way. If the member has the document, can inform us of probably what happens there, but we must receive it formally. And that's why we seek to understand the whereabouts of the chairperson, who probably could speak to any information that is out there, including resignation, and also probably substantiate all about that particular document about resignation. However, we pick interest and concern, and it further requires us to ascertain the whereabouts of the chairperson, so that we substantiate whether the information of resignation is true or false. And two, if it's true, why she's still in office. But for fairness, we are still interrogating and trying to establish why she's missing on this big delegation of the Uganda Human Rights Commission. Was there any member left before I turn to the witnesses?
Chair, I am a firm believer in leadership and leaders. And the fact that we seem to see, or we know now, there is a confusion in the leadership of the commission, that has a trickle-down effect on even the reports that we are going to look at. So it is my thinking that we first handle the leadership issues, because they have an impact not just on this report, but also on the core mandate of the commission itself. No wonder we are seeing what we are seeing in what they are supposed to be in charge of because of leadership. Thank you.
Honorable Kim, then we come to
information. Chairman, I wanted to inform him. I think the reports we're handling are for the other year, while the commission was actually working well. So the ones which will be affected mostly are these ones now, after 9th of, when you had your last meeting, 9th of March. So these ones we are dealing with 2024. They have no escape.
Yes. Honorable Kim, I want to conclude and return here.
Thank you, Chair. The situation seen here, it is either one against many or many against one. This is what we are observing. However, may I have the view that it's not good to proceed interrogating the report or handling the report when the chairperson is not here. Is a very substantive person in the commission. And two, we have not established whether that person refused to come or not. So I propose that we give an opportunity. We give an opportunity to find ways of reaching out to the chairperson and see that she appears in the next sitting, if possible. When she refuses, then the committee can devise means to see how to proceed with the matters. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Honorable, at the extreme end.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Chair, mine goes to the accounting officer. Because at first I remember when you were asking him whether the chairperson was aware about this engagement, he wasn't clear. I'm aware that the invitations were sent to their offices last week, if I'm not mistaken. The same person is saying that he saw the chairperson on Monday. Remember, we were supposed to meet on Tuesday, yesterday. I expect him, as the accounting officer, to must have engaged the chairperson on today's engagement. Before we even go further, can we get to know whether the accounting officer took his responsibility to communicate to the chair on today's engagement? Before we even waste our time, because at first he was dilly-dallying. Then after some time, he's saying that he saw the chairperson on Monday. Can we get to know whether he took time to notify the chair, who was not in office before, about today's engagement?
Well, at the extreme end, then I will first pause there. Let her finish.
Thank you, Chair. I want to add my voice on Dr. Sylvia Alineto is my name. I'm adding my voice to the one of Eliab concerning the governance issue here. The data which is going around, we need to verify, first of all, whether it is authentic, because we need to first verify the authenticity of the data that was presented at the floor of Parliament. And if it is so, then we need to get legal advice on how we proceed. If a person tenders in a resignation, not to resign, then it is refused. Can we force a person to remain in office? What happens thereafter? Because there is a guidance that we need to take up from there, probably include in the report.
Maybe before I give another member, I've been looking at the detailed trial balance within the OT reports. One of the concerning issues is that meetings and workshops alone for the previous year were at 3.1 billion, meaning that a lot of money is accounted for under the umbrella of meetings. And we are surprised to hear that these meetings don't actually sit. Of course, we shall interrogate the whole year, the 2024-2025. But you can see the concerning trend of interactions and meetings. And it is also possible that much as they don't sit, I don't think it is only the chairperson who is budgeted for these meetings, equally the commissioners and the other staff members. So we shall have to interrogate the details. And in the circumstances, before I turn here, there are some colleagues who have joined us. Where is the moving microphone? Just to introduce themselves to be on the record. I want to offer them that advantage as members. Where is the moving? Or you can borrow from Honorable.
Honorable Chair and Honorable Chair and colleagues, honorable colleagues, I'm Dr. Batua Timothy Lusala, Member of Parliament, Jinja Southwest, and a member of this committee.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Alex Nyonsawa. I'm a member of Parliament of Bufumbira South, Kisoro District, and a member of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Bruce Baraba Kabasa, Member of Parliament, Rwanda County West, member of this committee.
I think before I turn here, now, the accounting officer, we are now in a dilemma. First of all, you are in acting capacity as a secretary to the commission, to the Human Rights Commission. But needless to say, you introduce yourself as the accounting officer. Members have raised concerns. Before we give a ruling and guidance on these matters, equally the commissioners alluded to some other tasks you ought to do. For example, I heard that you are supposed to remind or constitute these meetings. Try to clarify in line with the absence of the chairperson of the commission. Have you done your role as the accounting officer? What have you done? And what will be your quick response to all these concerns raised?
Very much, Honorable Chair. First of all, I would like to clarify. There is the Honorable Member who said I was dilly-dallying, that I was not clear. With due respect to Honorable Chair, I was very clear at the very beginning, and at no point have I dilly-dallied. Secondly, there is a member who asked about the absence of the chair who has been in charge. It is on record the chairperson took leave from 2nd April up to the 29th of May. And throughout those 2 months, the Honorable Member of the Commission, Honorable Lamek Sapito Mara, was acting chairperson, and he was directing the affairs of the Commission until the substantive returned. So the activities that were being conducted were duly authorized under the leadership of the acting chairperson. Second, on the issue of commission meetings, Honorable Chair, even the letter inviting us to your Honorable Committee is to the effect that the committee leadership has instructed the meetings of the commission are chaired by the commission, by the chairperson. I cannot convene a meeting where the chairperson has not instructed me. I don't have the powers to chair that meeting. So, in essence, there is no way I could have convened a meeting in the absence of the chairperson. And without...
Leave alone the absence. I believe the rules and conduct of meeting there is room for commissioners to choose from among themselves.